So
Right.
taking that into consideration, and that we have, once you're diagnosed that you're positive, we have no preventive treatment other than staying away from everybody, which is your choice to do and has been asked by our governor and everybody's doing, but with no timeline, no treatment, and no cure, no vaccine. This could go on for months, maybe
Right, but
even
what
a
we do
year.
know, but science tells us, and Dr. Fauci isn't saying wait a year. Dr. Fauci is saying, and all scientists are saying, it just needs some more time to get this to where medical establishment is up and running, and where there's enough PPE and there's enough testing being done and contact tracing. What are you doing as mayor to improve contact tracing and testing in Las Vegas?
Well, first of all, as someone who's pretty sure she possibly had it in January, I have already been into the hospital to say,
Right.
take my plasma.
Well,
And
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about what are you doing as mayor
and
to improve contact tracing?
I'm calling upon everyone to go ahead, if they're positive, to go ahead and see if they can help being part of the preventive or the treatment pool that will have this plasma available.
Are you doing anything on testing and contact tracing? Because in order to open businesses, every scientist says that is essential.
I don't have that. Well, no, that's for our scientists. And the whole thing is fact, truth,
but you're
validated data.
Right. Fact, you're calling for businesses to reopen. Every scientist and person who looks at this says what we really need to do that is more testing and more contact tracing.
That can't work. We're not getting the truth. And I know over the years, going back to the 1950s with the atomic bomb, don't worry about it when we're testing in Nevada. You'll all be fine. Take a shower. The reality is,
you're the one saying you'll all be fine. What we're saying is testing and contact.
You're putting words in my mouth. I said, open up Las Vegas. Let us get started and go back to work.
As mayor, what are you doing to encourage?
Can't even feed their families or take care of their families.
I get the pain that's out there, and it's real, and I'm not minimizing that at all. I'm just asking you as mayor, what are you doing to improve testing, make it more accessible, and improve contact tracing? Because every scientist who you say you listen to will tell you that's what you need in order to get online as fast as possible. What are you doing?
Every single email that comes in with offers to give us the kits and get everything here, I send it up to the people in the hospitals for them to filter through to find out if these test kits and everything that's being offered and provided
You said in another interview that you talked to Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti.
Yes,
if you
he's
actually
a good
talk
friend.
if you talk to Mayor Garcetti, he's doing everything he can to improve testing in Los Angeles.
I think that's wonderful.
Doing?
And
you said it's not your job.
No, it is not part of our job. That's part of our health department, part of our hospital jobs, our labs. Those are the ones who are the experienced, knowledgeable.
So you're not rolling up your sleeves, helping your health department to try to figure out.
My days are so full. I am everywhere in the city trying to hold the hands of families and everyone else to get them back to work so they can pay for the food for their children and keep a roof over their head. And we are 2.3 million. And we have so many, probably close to 900,000 that are out of work because this wonderful city's been shut down.
Can I, Alyssa, again, I don't want to seem, I'm not, I understand your position, but I don't really understand your position because I think you see your position, I guess because you have no control over the casinos and take no responsibility for it, you can call for whatever you want to call for. But the people who actually do have to be responsible for the health and safety of the people in those casinos and the employees that you say you care so much about.
Absolutely.
Right. Those people are saying
the owners.
It's not time for that yet. I want to just show you.
No, they aren't. No. The hotel, depending upon who you speak, with whom you speak, I hear all the time from the casino owners who want to put their employees back to work. 7,000 people.
I'm sure a lot of owners want their businesses
hotels.
up and running. That does not surprise me.
Yes, and Anderson, you can find people to speak on either side. What's happened in this country is so much anger and
the
just
governor
everything
says,
being fanned.
The governor says
I
that,
admire our governor. And
the governor says, unfortunately, I've
right.
known the mayor. I don't need politicians weighing in on what what's the best date would be.
I am a politician.
I need doctors and medical sound advice.
No. And who are his people? And are they, in fact, the best that we can have? I'm assuming yes. And all I'm doing is asking for a plan so I can tell our people who are calling by the thousands, when are they going to get a paycheck? How can they get a roof over their heads? I am down in the groundwork with the people who've made this city what it is, who've come here to live, come here to build it, and we were not broken, and we need to get back to work. That's it.
There's Chinese researchers have shown how this virus spreads, and I just want to put up for our viewers. I just want to put up for our viewers. This is a restaurant.
Anderson, you are tough.
No, I'm not
We're
talking.
back to China. This isn't China. This is Las Vegas, Nevada.
Wow. Okay, that's really ignorant. This is a restaurant, and the
That's
yellow
ignorant
circle.
To say
that's an ignorant statement. That's a restaurant, and yes, it's in China, but there are human beings too. That yellow is a person who is asymptomatic and infected, and all those other red circles are other diners who that one diner passed the virus to. All those other people became infected in a restaurant that had air conditioning, and they believe it was the air conditioning which helped the virus spread to all those other people.
You remember the Legionnaire's disease in 1976 in Philadelphia came all through the air conditioning. You don't remember because you're younger.
I do remember.
Typhoid Mary, who I think passed away, well, anyway, during the late 30s, rode the buses, was a cook, and she was asymptomatic, and she spreaded a fear of getting typhoid, and she never showed a sign of it. And she lived most of her life quarantined. The reality was, I think 58 people passed away from typhoid. And so we're aware of this. We learned from history. We've had Ebola. We've had the West Nile. We've had polio. We've had these horrific,
none of those were as
painful.
Infectious in Las Vegas. I mean, you didn't have people with Ebola on a casino floor. You know what? If you did,
we don't know that.
Well, yeah, you do, because if you had
A neighbor of mine died from West Nile because the swimming pool on the next property was filled with mosquitoes, and the people who had abandoned the house left the pool full. So we live with this. This is part of life.
Just as mayor,
the challenges.
As mayor, are you not concerned when you see just that restaurant graphic, how air conditioned spreads this and other people become infected?
Yes, from Legionnaire's disease. That's just what I said. And so, of course, we know that. We tried to work on the sensitivities of people to be responsible as to spreading any kind of germ, whether it's the flu.
But don't you think that it's worked
in
Las Vegas, social distancing? Don't you think it's worked? Because, I mean, 163 deaths, that is, compared to some other states, that's low for those families.
We're
it is all that matters.
We're 2.3 million people in southern Nevada, and we've had 150 deaths.
163, I believe, is the latest number, actually.
Wrong.
But
that's for Nevada. That's Nevada. This is down here, 150.
Okay. So you've had almost all the deaths, by the way, in Nevada, you've had in Las Vegas. So you've had 150 deaths out of 163 deaths.
We're 2.3
Isn't that
million
because
people here.
of social distancing that you would have had far more without it? Do you not believe that?
We're 2.3 million here. There are 3 million, up overall in the state. The numbers may be off, but I know we're well over 2 million.
Do you not believe social distancing has helped keep people alive?
We're at the lion's share of the population and the income and the jobs. When you have 2.3 million and you have lost, and every one of those 150, oh my gosh, it could be your own mother, your own grandmother, your grandfather, your brother, your sister, anybody, every one of those lives is a tragic loss. But when you count 150 versus 2.3 million. You have to say, we have to open up. We have to go back. Our bus drivers, our
But hasn't it been because of social distancing that the numbers have been what they are?
How do you know until we have a control group? We offer to be a control group. Anybody who knows anything about statistics knows that, for instance, you have a vaccine.
You're offering
the
citizens of Las Vegas to be a control group to see if your theory on social distancing works or doesn't work.
Wrong. Absolutely wrong. Don't put words in my mouth.
You just said we'll be a control group.
Excuse me. What I said was, I offered to be a control group, and I was told by our statistician, you can't do that because people from all parts of Southern Nevada come in to work in the city. And I said, oh, that's too bad, because I know when you have a disease, you have a placebo that gets the water and the sugar, and then you get those that actually get the shot. We would love to be that placebo side so you have something to measure against. So all the data until
you want to get the placebo, you don't want to get the actual. Well, no, the group who gets the placebo, by the way, usually gets the short end of the stick.
Well, you don't know. How do you know when you're in part of that group? You are.
Mayor, if casinos reopen, are you going to be inside those casinos every single night, putting your own life on the line?
I have lived in this town for 56 years.
Are you going to go to the casinos every night and put your life on the line like all the workers you say you were there holding their hands?
So they don't need it. We weren't broken. We tragically have 150 people we lost. Tragic. We have 2.3 million people here.
I haven't heard you say yes that you would be sitting on those casino floors every night along with the people that you say you are holding their hands with.
What is the purpose of that? First of all, I have a family.
Because it would be putting your money. It would be putting money where your mouth is, to use a Las Vegas term.
Anderson,
if you say it's safe,
Anderson.
Okay, so you're not willing to sit on the casino floors with them when they reopen and breathe the refiltered air.
First of all, I don't gamble. I used to gamble when we first came to town. I don't have the time. I work 7 days a week. I have so many things that I have to attend to. I can't sit
wouldn't want to sit on those
floors
either. I wouldn't want to sit on the floors either. I'm with you on that one. Mayor Carolyn Goodman, I appreciate your time, and I wish you the best for the people of your city.
And I know I went to school right around the corner from where you grew up on the East River.
Oh, that's nice. Well, thanks. I would just advise you to talk to Mayor Garcetti about what you might be able to do to improve testing because testing and contact tracing is the way forward, according to every scientist.
Well, I have spoken with him about the homeless, which are of greatest concern to me, and about our middle income and low income families that are now shut out of work and earning a livelihood. And so that's where he and I talk, because the reality
Well, you can talk about testing, because that's important too.
That's not my job, unfortunately. Sadly, it's not my job. I just assume everybody can be asymptomatic.
I guess Mayor Garcetti has a larger job portfolio than you do.
Yes.
Mayor Goodman.
Definitely he does. Thank you.
All right. I wish you the best. Thanks very much.